Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get ready for our test. And off screen, I was telling everybody, you're gonna see the same first 5 questions. Really, the molecule is gonna be different. Changes every answer. Yes. But you know what you're gonna see. And so we've got to know our functional groups. We have to know how to go from a stick figure to a formula, for sure. And guys, it's not as severe as it used to be, but these multiple choice used to be what we called a fool's errand. It's not an expression that's used anymore. It's a pretty good expression. Like, it's a task that, yeah, you can do, but it's going to take you so long and you're not going to get a lot of points. I wouldn't start with multiple choice ever. Okay? So why'd you put it first? To see who's listening? That's why. Now, they used to be, some of them, like, incredibly hard. And I tell students still to this day, that's not for the average student. This is for the gifted student. Yeah. I've had students get an A in the class. It hasn't happened recently, but as recently as 5 years ago, I had students get an A in this class, and some of them didn't do the multiple choice on the first 4 tests. They skipped it. You can still get 100 on a test doing that. You better do really well on everything you did. That's all I'm saying, because I do not count all the points. You're going to drop at least 30 points off the test. From what the total is on the front cover, you can skip 30 points on every test and still get 100 in this class, okay? So this is how we get who's good at time management, okay? Because they'll do the questions they get points on faster. Part 4 is that section, ladies and gentlemen, the final section of the exam. Part 4, 1, it's always more than half the points on the test to start with. You take that to the bank, it's a fact. And 2, those points come faster. Okay? It's points per minute are higher for those kind of questions. Points per minute are the lowest for nomenclature, just period. A ton of work for not a lot of reward. It's like lab credit in most science classes. You're in there all the time, and what? I got 1 credit per lab. You know? Okay, but all that time. So part 4 is your best bet to start with every time. I would move to part 2 next. Then nomenclature, and then part 1. I had one student who always saved nomenclature till the end because she treated it like dessert. She said, "It's my dessert, Dr. Whittaker." She was one of my best students ever. She was great. And she loved it. She called it dessert. But we're going to start here so I can talk about multiple choice a little. You need to bring a Scantron. Scantron. They're sold in machines upstairs here. And guys, we're a community college. Community. If you come and you're kind of rushed on test day, I don't want you wasting time, like you're last minute already, and I don't want you going upstairs to buy a Scantron. I want you sitting down in your seat taking a test. We have people who have just bought 6 Scantrons. They can give you one and you pay them back next time. Okay? I will offer you a Scantron if you didn't have a chance to get one, but try to get one. Just take care of it today, maybe. How's that? Pencil is the only thing that works on a Scantron. I have a sad story from last semester. Really nice man. He got a degree and he was like a doctor from another country, like overseas. And he never did Scantrons over there. And I didn't know that because he's a smart man. But he didn't have a clue how to fill out a Scantron. So please, guys, if you're having trouble, you don't know how to do a Scantron, just ask me, okay? But you bubble in the letters. You know, most of you know, okay? And in this class, how the heck am I going to choose this answer? I don't know if it's right yet. But let's say the answer was BE. How do I choose that on a Scantron? Yeah, you shade in both B and E. Yes, they didn't tell you that. They could have up to 26 answers on a multiple choice question using A, B, C, D, E, all possible combinations. I can trust man. I don't usually go that far anymore. This first one I'm going to do right now. And that molecule, if I have to start over because I made a mistake, then I don't want to start from the beginning. So I like to arbitrarily cut the molecule somewhere in half-ish. It's just, you know, estimate. Use a line, yellow, I don't know. And I'll just do this bottom portion. I don't know. You want to cut that ring in half? There we go. So on top, I'm going to count the carbons by just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. C18. Do we agree? Did I miss any? You guys verify. And on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no, don't put them over there. That's what I'm going to do with H's. Right on the carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I miss any? So we got it down to the third row of answers, don't we? Somewhere in there. C30. Unless I missed a carbon. Really hope I didn't. Okay, H's I'm going to put in red with dots. 2, 1. You guys got to really help me if I miss something here, because it's harder to do than it looks for some reason. I got to do the H if the H is already written too. That's just me. Ah, that bottom one's wrong, isn't it? Whoa, how harsh was that? The bottom one doesn't have an H, does it? This one? It's got 4 bonds already. No. One there, one there, one there. None. None. Oh, there's that. We'll get the answer after H's. And you will have the answers after you've done C's and H's. You'll notice the other atoms are always correct. It's just me. The end is always correct. It's not a variable you have to worry about. Top side, how many H's? 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 15, 17, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 29. And I'm gonna recount from the right. 1. You got 29? You got something different? I'm counting again. I'm gonna count again anyway. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 13, 16, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 27, 28, 30. Did you get, anybody get 30? I'm gonna move on. If I saw somebody nodded, so that's good. Yeah, it's not an easy question. A lot of room for error on this question. 2, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. We got the 45. Why is it an odd number of H's? What's the only thing that can create odd H's? Oh, I'm not actually happy myself. I don't think it's the right answer. It's not the right answer. I can tell just by my knowledge. Normally it's what? CnH2n plus 2. The only thing that can make it odd are halogens in general. Halogens and nitrogen. Now, if their number is even, then that's off. And their number is even, right? It's 3 fluorines and 1 nitrogen. Am I correct? The only things that can make it odd are they've canceled each other because they're all odd. 1, 1, 1, 1 is 4. Then I missed a dot somewhere. Is that what you're saying? Or I have an extra dot? Right by 8. Oh my goodness! I'm fired. I got a dot on a carbon with 4 bonds showing. Thank you. Yeah. It was 29. So when I miscounted the first time, it was accidentally right. That's life for you. So I don't know how to get rid of it. I just moved that circle, right? I was lucky. Yeah. I think we illustrated that's not a good question to start with pretty well, didn't we? Just 10 minutes. This is 3 points. Yeah. Come back for that one. This one won't take too long. I mean, you could start with question 3 or 2, carbon stereo centers. That's not that hard, is it? You got to watch out. Stick figures. You're not allowed to forget if there's an H on a carbon. That's a substituent for, needing 4 substituents to be a stereo center. H could be one of them. So I'm going to go stereo center with purple. And some people are seeing a wedge and a dash here, and they want to put stereo center. Uh-oh. Has that got 4 things on it? Period? No. It has an H, a methyl, and a double bond to carbon. That's 3 things. This thing has 2 things. This thing has 3 things. Guys, if it's sp2, it's never a stereo center, because if you're sp2, you've only got at most 3 things attached to you. So you're only looking at sp3 carbons to answer this question. This sp3 carbon has 3 H's. No. Everything else is sp2 or sp. No. sp2 for a carbonyl and a carboxylic acid. No. Is this a stereo center? It's got sp3. They're both methyls. They're identical. There's not 4 different groups. sp2, no. If you have 2 H's, no. We have one here. Fluorine, oxygen, CH2 that goes to another CH2, CH2 that goes to a C with a double bond. There's 4 different things. Finally got a stereo center. Somebody said 4, because they saw one here too, didn't they? And they saw one here. And I think that's 3. Any more? No. Now, nitrogen. I want to point out nitrogen has a lone pair, right? Yeah, that's its nature. And that's 4 different things. But we never talk about nitrogen stereo centers in this course. So stop talking about that. I only will ever ask about carbon stereo centers, and I hope I made it clear in my original question is carbon stereo. Yeah. If I'm doing counting, I'm going to tell you I only want carbon stereo centers. Got it? And we're done. And the answer was 3. Is that right? The answer was 3. Hybridization of atoms X, Y, Z. Let's just do it up here in red. What's the hybridization of Z? SP, 2 sigmas. Don't count pi, only count sigmas and lone pairs. How about B? It's got 4 sigma bonds. So 4 different things. SP3. And what about, where's that? A is also SP3, isn't it? Oh, XY, I was doing B. I don't even know my own alphabet anymore. X, I got Z, where's X? X is the O. Now, guys, I know it didn't ask you to put carbonyls on there. Sorry, double bonds or pi bonds or lone pairs. But you know there's lone pairs on that oxygen. It's its nature. How many lone pairs? Okay, give me the final answer. We're looking at atom X. It's got how many lone pairs? Blue dots are already being used for something. Green dots, why not? So 2 LP, 1 sigma, what's the total? 3 equals sp2, right? And that's for atom X. And that's X and Y is the nitrogen with 1 lone pair. 1 LP, 3 sigma, that's 4 things. Sigma equals 4, equals sp3. Equals 3, equals sp2. So put them in order. I'm not even looking at answers. X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z, X, I'm just copying, was sp2. Y, I'm copying from the top of the screen, is sp3. And Z is down bottom left, SP. can put it in red. Okay. So sp2, sp3, sp, sp2, sp3, sp, sp2, sp. I found it AE. But finding the answer is not even easy here. Respectively just means in order, people. X has to be first. Yes.
For number 2, did you mean to circle 3 or 4?
Uh-oh. I only have 3 asterisks here.
And then on the bottom, so is that not a carbon?
This one?
Yeah.
No, it's got 2 methyl groups.
Oh.
Have to have 4 different groups. And carbon A is a stereocenter. Yes. And we got to figure out if it's R or S. So a harder question than it looks. It is an alcohol. We can get it down to 3 answers, right? Or 2 answers? 2. It's tertiary. So we're down to these 2. This tertiary or this tertiary. We don't know which yet. So we do that stereocenter, right? So this is hard. The stereocenters are not trivial, but sometimes they're a lot of work. All right, A stereocenter time. What's priority number 1? Which atom is priority 1? O. Don't say OH. Just say O. It's 1 atom at a time, is what I'm trying to emphasize. And then there's the 3-way tie on the carbons, right? I hope you're seeing this is number 4. That's a carbon that doesn't get any more carbons. And 2 is here because it's got 2 more carbons, and 3 is here because it's only got 1 more carbon. And a double switch is necessary. How do you know a double switch is necessary? Or when is a double switch not necessary? Is an even better question. There's 2 scenarios where a double switch is not necessary. You ready? You ready? If the number 4 is already on a dash, connect 1, 2, and 3. The answer is a direct answer. Clockwise gives R, counterclockwise gives S. If the number 4 is on a wedge, do the same thing. Connect 1, 2, and 3. Clockwise is wrong. So if it ended up being clockwise, the answer is not R. Therefore, it is S. Okay? There's only one number 4 is on a wedge. And if 4 is on a wedge and it ends up being counterclockwise, that's the wrong answer, is S. So the right answer is R. If the number 4 is not on a wedge or a dash, it's double switch time. And that's this time, right here. Find the number 4, put it on the dash, which means it switched with a 1. 4 is down there now, 1 is up here. And 3 and 2 have to switch or else you get the wrong answer. And it's not about wrong answer. I want the right correctly. That's 2. I switched the 3 and the 2 and the 1 and the 4, and that is counterclockwise. So A is S. S. That's the real answer, is it? This one was wrong because the stereocenter was wrong, even though the functional group was right. This one had the stereocenter right and the functional group right. Same story with B, except it's attached to a nitrogen, this carbon, so it's some kind of an amine or an amide. Which one of the 2? Because we can get rid of half the answers right away. Is the nitrogen attached to a carbonyl at all? No. So it can't be an amide. It's attached to normal carbon. How many of those normal carbons? 1, 2. What's the category? Secondary amine. So secondary amines are here and here. Tertiary is wrong. Amide is wrong. Down to 2 answers. Stereocenter time for B. Sadly, we have 2 purple labels. We'll change one of our stereocenters to a different color, baby blue. B is baby blue now. And what's the heaviest atom attached directly to the stereocenter B? Fluorine. That's number 1. And what's the next heaviest atom attached to the stereocenter? No. Carbon 12, nitrogen 14. Nitrogen attached directly is 2. Of the two carbons, which one has the heaviest atom attached? Now you can say it. The one with the fluorine. And is Dr. Whitaker going to guarantee you're going to have to do a double switch on both stereo centers? Probably. How about I guarantee you're going to have two stereo centers, I promise, because look, this question had two. And at least one of them will need a double switch. Otherwise, you're guessing. In this case, it was both. So here's the double switch upstairs here. Copy the stereo center. Find the 4. Huh, coincidentally, I think both times was a 4-1 switch, wasn't it? Yeah. 4-1 switch. 4 has to go here, but this one went across. 1 is now up here. Not letting me circle it. And 2 has to switch with 3, or else you get the wrong answer. And you are correct, sir. It is R. So the right answer is the one that has R in it. Oh, erasing too much stuff. And the S was wrong. Secondary amine was right. Secondary amine was right. R was right. Yeah. One more, and that's the end of the video. That is it. That is the end of the video. There you go.